Bohemian Grove, more than a BNG word. On the chart above, what we see are ideas which seem to be opposites, but are actually designed to attract confrontation that in turn generates the confusion the Luciferian elite need to stay in control. Remember, they have no control or power but that which they manipulate from us through the fabricated illusory 3D systems. These systems are perpetuated through the elite of the world, who have been indoctrinated in the secret rituals of the Luciferian mindset. This indoctrination has caused them to be induced into an extremely hypnotic trance state, so deep, that they have no recollection whatsoever of what reality is. Many of the male leaders of the United States, be they the politicians, corporate executives, famous movie stars, etc., and many of the leaders of many European countries belong to a private club called Bohemian Grove. This private club is patterned after the Skull and Bones secret society in many ways, located in New Haven, Connecticut. This is 2,700 acres 75 miles north of San Francisco in the Redwood Forest. Both these numbers 2,775 coincide with 3, the number of the deity, on the clock faces. The members pay a huge initiation fee and hundreds annually to belong. Running through the confines of Bohemian Grove is the Russian River. The symbolism of this river, and its name, becomes obvious as you read through this site. The river links to Russia and the Cold War, the water bearer relating to the age of Aquarius, and the global warming flood, Noah's flood, that's been suggested will come in the day of the Lord's vengeance. Even though there's no Lord, and Noah never existed, the age of Aquarius is simply a pipe dream, and the Cold War was a manipulation by the Luciferian thinkers. In spite of this, the world submits to the subliminal hypnotic suggestion built into the whole agenda, and employed through such idiotic institutions as Bohemian Grove. What is this club? Bohemian Grove is an elite Luciferian drunken sex orgy, blood drinking and, if rumors bear any truth, a human sacrifice men's club. Every modern-day president of the United States either belongs to this club or has attended the rituals held there annually. This club is based on the ancient religious worship of the serpent, fire god Molech. Molech was symbolized 3,000 years ago as a huge stone owl, the horned bird, the horned bull, with an incinerator carved into its belly to burn the human children of the Egyptian people. This was a necessity for the Luciferian thinkers then, just as it is today. They have to generate fear so the people will obey. This fear-based obedience is called hypnosis. The priests in the picture are the priests of the presidents, royals, and prime ministers of today. This is not a picture of some stage set in Hollywood depicting ancient Egypt. This is in California today. This is the scene at Bohemian Grove where a 45 feet tall stone owl is worshipped. Actually, it's a metal-framed, imitation concrete stone structure with recording equipment inside for dramatic effect. They burn a human effigy at this site with the rumored human sacrifices taking place in private chalets deeper in the confines of the Redwood Groves. When you read pages 17, 18, 19 and 20, you will soon realize why Bohemian Grove is in California. Why it is located just to the north of San Francisco and the Golden Gate Bridge. You will also see what the next 9/11 is and the time frame in which it will be carried out. The next 9/11 is massive. If you know anyone who lives in California, especially on the coast, or in the Sacramento, San Joaquin Valley, you must tell them to read these pages. This warning is not based on spiritual channeling, psychic research or any such thing. It's entirely based on the subliminal hypnotic messages which have been flooding the world for decades, even centuries, and humanity, in its deep hypnotic trance, has been manipulated to establish within our belief system that this devastation is going to occur. Bohemian Grove. Bohemian Grove supposedly commits mass murder through human sacrifice rituals just as they did in ancient Egypt and Babylon. The presidents of the United States do this. The royal families of Europe do this. Why do they call themselves royal and everyone else a commoner? Simply because they lay claim to the divine right of kings to rule. What divine right? What God told them they could rule over you and me, even though this is just an illusory 3D transform. The Luciferian thought process gods, of course. These Luciferian, light-bringing thinkers that conjured up the 3D experience and, in turn, conjured up the regeneration process establishing the royal elite bloodlines in the world, who in turn perpetuated the 3D illusion by establishing the world systems based on the mathematical, intellectual and religious thought processes that create an incredibly deep three-dimensional trance state. To this day, just as in ancient Egypt and Babylon, they must commit human sacrifice continually to generate the fear which generates the energy, which is the spiritual illusions called reality, that they need to maintain control within this hypnotic trance state. The human sacrifice rituals are supposedly performed in secret, in the chalets of Bohemian Grove and the royal palaces of Europe, etc. as well. These human sacrifice rituals are performed en masse, in the form of manipulated wars, disease and so on. This private club gets their sacrifice victims through the CIA and the MK Ultra Mind Control program. MK stands for Mind Control. Many thousands of children are simply bred for sale to this program. Children are used for every possible perversion by the leaders of the world before they're ritually sacrificed. More will be said about this later. The point to make here is that the very same hideous rituals take place all over. Societies around the world have been placed into a deep hypnotic state so that, even as they look at rituals as insidious as those committed at Bohemian Grove, they don't see it. Societies themselves are illusory concepts as well. Complete fabrications of the Luciferian light-bringing thought process. The manipulated then manipulate. It's all this lunatic ritualism that the Luciferian thought process wants us to know about. They want to simply pretend to hide their deeds, but use unwitting trance-induced members within society to infiltrate these secret sacred sex ritual grounds, and then report back to the world, so that the whole of humanity will go off in a rage, looking for revenge, looking to retaliate, looking to resist and reject the way things are in the 3D realm. In this way, the Luciferian thought process manipulates who and what we really are into attempting to maintain, and to attempt to make the three-dimensional life experience work, when in fact, it is totally designed to fail, and in so doing, distract us from reality and thereby submitting our power and wisdom to the thought process. The manipulated become the manipulators, unwittingly of course. The owl seeing eye. Below we have the USA $1 bill. In the top right corner, nestled gently in the top left corner of the shield around the number 1 you find a miniature owl. You can't see it without magnifying it, but subconsciously, you see it and your DNA energy code, or put another way, the subconscious mind, registers the subliminal. See the DNA chart on page 45. Follow the arrow to the location of this little character, which incidentally, took 2 years to develop the design. If they spent that much time on the design, it must hold a pretty important position in their overall agenda. Just how important, and what this design on the front of the whole bill reveals, will be shown on page 27. Suffice it to say, the 9/11 attack of 2001 is on the backside of the $5, $10, $20, $50 and $100 bills, and the next and last 9/11 is shown on the front of the $1 bill. Remember, everything within the 3D illusory trance state is designed to implant all of the subliminal messages that, in fact, not only manipulate this illusory plane according to the Luciferian agenda, but actually conjures up the 3D realm that we're convinced is real. USA mini owl, now see it close up. These Luciferian elite leaders also have a large owl, a horned bird, on the face of their sacred money. You can't see it up close, but subliminally, you get a warm fuzzy towards the great god Moloch, the horned beast or bull, and human sacrifice. This owl symbolism is referring to a woman's breasts. She was called Lilith in ancient Egypt, and symbolized by an owl. The name Lilith can be deciphered as Lilith equals Lily Theo equals Lily Flower God equals Sacrifice Death Flow Water of God. This large owl is also an infinity symbol if you draw a lazy 8 around the eyes. Furthermore, it is the number 8, the number of total control, which has captivated the world through the sex ritualism, the regeneration process, that acts as a temptress in everything we do in this three-dimensional realm. The large owl seeing eye. Now look at this one at a distance. Step back a few feet from your monitor if you need to and it will become extremely obvious that the owl is the intended subject. Do you see the owl's face? George Washington's face is the top beak. His throat is the bottom beak. The eyes are offset and in different colors so as to give the lifelike 3D realistic feeling. So, you have to ask yourself, what the hell is that there for? We have Luciferian human sacrifice Moloch worshipping thought process entities conjuring up and directing our governments and the elite power brokers of the world. This is the secret behind secret societies. So secret in fact, that the secret societies themselves are unaware of what is being stated here. This $1 bill design was created by the Freemason Secret Society. George Washington was a 33rd degree Mason. President Roosevelt was also a high-ranking Freemason when the backside of this dollar bill with the Great Seal, not shown, was commissioned. On the front of this $1 bill, they placed a miniature owl and an oversized owl on the front of the dollar bill. Why? One very obvious reason is so they can watch us mere mortals, commoners to these folks, observe who's running the world. They're telling us that they're running the show but they laugh at how stupid we are for not seeing it. They do this everywhere. Their arrogance is massive, but now it's caught up to them and their empire is collapsing. The collapse is inevitable because its only strength is the deception and lie that it's built upon. The information on this site, as lunatic as it appears, is the uncovering of this lie. Once a lie is known, and accurately uncovered, its power and hold and ability to manipulate is ultimately finished. It would seem the owl holds quite a place in American, and for that matter, world politics. But try this one on for size. The U.S. Capitol, not Capitol, building was also built by the Freemasons and carries with it the owl design as seen in the road system and garden layout. The name Capitol comes from Capitoline Hill in Rome, the ancient site of the worship of the sun god and goddess Semiramis. The black statue at the top of the dome is Persephone, the goddess of the underworld. The Washington Monument extends farther out from the bottom of the tail section. This monument is 555 feet tall above ground and 111 feet beneath the ground. A total of 666 feet. The Washington Monument was also built by the Freemasons. The monument is a phallic symbol, however what you're looking at, when observing the Washington Monument, is the female, square, expression. See number 5 chart to see the order that the square, circle and triangle take, of the phallus. Inside the square or box, is the male circle phallic expression, which demonstrates the sex act of how the penis is inside the woman. Within the male circle is the triangle shape which is the seed of the child, the Son of God, or the Sun God. Again, be sure to see the charts on the previous pages describing this sequence. Have a look at the Capitol building from above and the obvious owl outline built so meticulously around it. Capitol owl close-up, now zoom out and the wings of the owl are able to be seen. The significance of the owl in Luciferian thinking and symbolism is that the owl is able to be silent in the night as he hunts. The owl has a coating on its wings that keeps it from being heard as it flies. This is unlike other birds which can be heard when in flight. The owl can see in the dark, has 360-degree visual ability, has horns, has talons, is a meat-eater, blood drinker, etc. When you think about it, this is a very appropriate symbol for the political, religious and academic leaders of our day. It should be mentioned as well, that the tail section of this owl is a pyramid with a capstone separated. This capstone is the wisdom of the Luciferian all-seeing eye and is situated right in the Capitol building itself. What does that tell us? Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen, Freddie Mercury. This section is in response to a comment by Jeff in the comment section of this page. Something about the song Bohemian Rhapsody seemed symbolic to Jeff, as this song held the name Bohemian in its title, immediately linking it to Bohemian Grove just north of San Francisco, which is a gentleman's elite club for the world's movers and shakers. Bohemian Grove is a highly secret getaway, where the elite reportedly take part in worshipping the ancient Egyptian owl god Molech. Blood and human sacrifice allegedly occur at Bohemian Grove and the lyrics of this song seem to suggest such a thing. The few lyrics that Jeff included in his comment are immediately below. Information regarding these lyrics will follow immediately after. The next words are from Jeff. It's a long song but here's a few snips. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me, he's just a poor boy from a poor family. Spare him his life from this monstrosity. Jeff comments, well, they are not going to murder a blue blood child. Easy come easy go, will you let me go, Bismillah? No, we will not let you go, let him go. Jeff comments, no idea what Bismillah means. Carry on, as if nothing really matters. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality, open your eyes, mama, just killed a man. Put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger. Now he's dead. Freddie Mercury was the lead singer and writer of this song. He was born to Indian Parsi, Zoroastrian, parents in Stone Town, Zanzibar, island off east coast of Africa. He later attended St. Peter's boarding school, finishing high school at St. Mary's in Mumbai, India, on the island of Mazagan, Mother-Ion, one of Mumbai's 7 islands. Mercury recorded this song, along with the band Queen, at Rockfield Studio 1, as well as Roundhouse, Scorpion, and Wessex Studios. The few lyrics that Jeff so kindly included in his comment more or less speak for themselves except the word Bismillah. This word is also spelled out as Basmala. Basmala equals Bas sacrifice son, Ma mother, La or our father. La also will refer to La from a subliminal perspective. Basmala, or Bismillah, is the first verse of every surah, or chapter, in the Quran, Islamic holy book, except for the 9th surah. The Bismillah occurs twice in the 27th surah. The number 27 coincides with 3, the deity pyramid shape, on the third clock face. 2 plus 7 equals 9, the number of the fall. The Bismillah is recited several times a day by Muslims in their daily prayer. It literally means in the name of Allah most gracious, most merciful. Bismillah, or Basmala, is formed of 3 definite nouns relating to the Islamic first 3 names of the 99 names of God. The number 99 equals 9 by 11, or 9 11s. These names are Allah, Al-Rahman, and Al-Rahim. This corresponds to the Father Allah, the Son Rahman, or Rahman, and the Mother Rahim, or Maha, or Mary, the Sea. These names imply the compassionate or merciful God. Arabic-speaking Christians use Basmala as in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The band Queen received permission from the Iranian government to release Bohemian Rhapsody because of several exclamations to Bismillah. Freddie Mercury, Egyptian god of creation Mercury, lived with Mary Austin for 7 years before releasing Bohemian Rhapsody. As the song was released, he split with Mary and began a gay love affair. This is symbolic of the sexual nature of the Bohemian Grove Men's Club, where all forms of sexual activity and blood and human sacrifice are reported to occur. Some other words in the song include Mamma Mia let me go. This refers to living with Mary, Mamma Mia, and wanting to break away. For those of you who are familiar with the symbolic interpretations on this site, the symbolism included within this song, and the short biographical points regarding Freddie Mercury's life, are referring to not only Bohemian Grove, but to the coming flood that's symbolically alluded to occur at Bohemian Grove and the west coast of North America. Mother Mary and Son Mercury refer to the care, the compassion, or KUM-PASS-ION, and mercy, or MER-SEA, regarding the cleansing and santification, sanctification, that is intended to occur with the coming deluge. Immediately below is an Arabic calligraphy symbol of the Bismillah. What this information regarding Freddie Mercury and Bohemian Rhapsody shows, is the Islamic connection in everything regarding the Luciferian agenda. Islam is the Islam used in the cleansing of the world. For this reason, all the symbolism attached to the war on terrorism, the 9/11 attack, and subsequent attacks, and as you will see on page 33, even the very holiest place on earth to Islam, the mosque at Mecca, coincides to the destruction of the 11 western states, which is the judgment rock of Allah. The judgment of LA, or the judgment of Los Angeles.
Train is nicht gewiss.